guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to take you through the pages in my fourth bullet journal. I always like to go back through my previous bullet journals and see how I was creating my spreads then, which spreads I prefer to add to my monthly setup, and generally to see how much my layouts have evolved through time. So I really like making this video and going through all the pages I've created in 2018 so far. For my fourth bullet journal I used a Scribbles and Mar-Apr notebook and I loved it. The quality of the pages is amazing and the pens just glide on it. Also, I experienced very minimum ghosting and almost no bleeding through the pages, even when I was using watercolors, as you'll see in the video. So I had a very good experience with this notebook and I'm very happy that I chose it for my fourth bullet journal. Before we continue, I'll just mention that this is the iconic version in A5 size with dotted pages in the lavender color. I have a review about it in my blog, so I'll leave the link in the description if you'd like to check it out. So let's move on into the notebook. I started using it in January 2018 and it lasted me until September, so I've been using it for the last 9 months. The first page is my cover page. As I've mentioned before, I like to create a quote page on the very first page of my notebooks because I think that it's nice to see something inspiring every time you open your journal. And for 2018, I chose the one you see here. I have a video where I show you exactly how I created this design, which by the way I got inspired by a picture I saw on Pinterest. I'll have all the information in the description below. Moving on, this is my key and index pages. The Scribbles That Matter notebooks have a key, color code and index pages implemented already inside, which is really handy and makes things much easier. I've simplified my key and my color code in the past year or so, and I think it works better. And this is my index where I archive all my entries so that I can easily find them when I need to. This is my 2017 review. I like to create a page where I review the year that just finished. I like to see how I can get better, what steps I can take to make my experiences different and better, and how to improve as a person. You can see all of these first spreads that I'm going to show you in my creative journaling course. In this course, I show you step by step how I set up my fourth bullet journal, and it's full with information, advice, tips and tricks, as well as a workbook and loads of printables. I'll leave a link down below for you to check it out. Moving on, I created this page to welcome 2018. I kept it pretty simple with lines and even more dots. On the opposite page, I added a sticker with my 2018 calendar that I have on my Etsy shop. By the way, I've already added all the 2018 calendars as well if you're interested. I prefer to print the calendar on a sticker and then to stick it directly onto the page. It makes my life so much easier and it looks good as well. These are my 2018 goals. I like to set goals for every month and then work towards these goals. This is my 2018 roadmap. I haven't filled this in yet, but I'm planning to finish it before the end of the year. It's always nice to see what you've achieved both on a personal and professional level, and to see the year through a nice spread like this. I got the inspiration for this page from Hello I'm Prince on Instagram. This is my birthdays and anniversary spread, and this layout worked really nice this time. Moving on, this is the future log I chose to use this time. I prefer to plan on a month-to-month basis and I don't use my future log that much, but it's nice to use it when I plan my vacations and other events that need to be planned in advance. This is my publications and to read page. I always have one of those in all my bullet journals. It's nice to know what I'm planning to read next, the new publications for each month, as well as some other books that I need to read that I've added to my TBR list. The next spread is my shopping list. I always have a post-it here where I write my shopping list throughout the week. The way I use it is to go through my veg list and my master supermarket list while I'm creating my shopping list each week to make sure I don't forget anything. I use the post-it note to write everything that I need to buy, and when I need to go shopping, I just take that note with me. Simple. One of the most functional spreads for sure. This is the spread I created for my word of the year. For 2018, the word I chose was believe, and I decided to create a whole spread dedicated to that word in order to remind myself of it throughout the year and to really start believing in myself and my potential. I added some relevant quotes and a nice drawing which makes the spread really inspiring every time I look at it. I've written a blog post on how I choose my word of the year each time if you're interested. This is the first month in my bullet journal. Again, this is a printable I have in my Etsy shop and that I decided to use as the cover page for January. And this is how I set up my bullet journal for the month. I used watercolors for the houses, but as you'll see, I wasn't very consistent with a specific theme throughout the month. Moving over to February, where again the little penguin makes his appearance in the first page. I also created an exercise log this time and a meal plan because I needed to be a bit more aware of my food and I needed to get back to my exercise routine. And more weeklies, as you can see. And this is a pancake recipe. I've tried quite a few, but my kids love this one, so you can try it and let me know what you think. And we come to March. This is the time where I decided to change things a bit. I decided to start having a theme throughout my monthly setup. For March, the theme was clouds and paper boats, and I love creating it. This is a weekly spread where I was testing ways to color code your to-do list, and I have a blog post all about it. I think it's nice to have a theme for the month. It makes the pages look more put together. And then we move on to April with another theme. This was one of my favorite ones. For the Easter, I made a separate spread in order to remember to do things because we were going away. And then we come to May. The theme with the light bulbs was a very popular one and a lot of people decided to recreate it in their bullet journal. Also, May is my birthday month and I wanted to make it a bit more special. Then comes June with another popular theme. June was a very busy month, so as you can see, I have more things planned in all my spreads. And then we have even more weeklies. This page is a memory page I created with pencil while we were on our summer holidays, but as you can see I haven't finished it yet. And this is July with the bathtub theme with the little ducky. I really enjoyed making this theme. I tried a different monthly log layout this time, but it didn't work as well as I thought it would. As you can see, I tried to create different themes each time instead of sticking to the traditional themes that you would associate with certain months. I think that makes things more interesting. Then we move on to August, where I went ahead with a boho theme with feathers and lots of beads. As always, I did my usual spreads and then I did all my weekly spreads as well. And lastly, we move on to September with the message in the bottle theme. Again, I changed my monthly log into a smaller one that I find that it works better for me. And after all the weeklies, we come to the end of the notebook. At the back of the notebook, I use some pages to try my pens and colors before I use them onto the actual spreads, just to make sure that the pens work well with the page and there's no ghosting or bleeding. So this is it. This is my fourth bullet journal. I really hope you enjoy this video and that you find some inspiration. As always, I'm really excited to know what you think and to read your comments. I wish you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in my next video.